Hello and welcome to a brand new week here on my channel. My name is Samantha if you are brand new here, and today I suppose I'm keeping with the theme because on Saturday I shared with you the Beauty Bay Berry Matte 9-pan palette, and that I was obsessed with. In fact, I filmed that video on Friday, and on Saturday I created the very same look to visit one of my daughters on their birthday on Saturday. So that was how impressed I was, not only with that palette but the colour combination as well. I really enjoyed it. And I must say it's actually got me excited about the rest of the palettes, because that one was such a success for me. I loved it, and I know that you loved it because I had so many positive comments about that palette. So I thought I'd stay with that theme and carry on with the berries for now, because I've only got one more palette from the berry collection. Then we move on to the brighter palette, the fiery palette from my unboxing video, I suppose, or sharing with you the other palettes I purchased from Beauty Bay anyway. So that will be coming up, fingers crossed, tomorrow. But yeah, I thought I would carry on with the berry collection. I don't have the largest, newest EYN Everything You'll Need palette from the Beauty Bay collection that was released last week. I picked these up first. So this is the second one, and it is the Everything You'll Need EYN Berry, but it's a 16 colour palette. So the packaging, as with the one that I shared with you Saturday, it is very iridescent, it's beautiful, it's very, I don't know, pastel but rainbow at the same time. Absolutely love it. On the back, the same little bit of information about the palette, and then it goes into the ingredients. It also states that it is cruelty free and vegan there as well. And this palette, so we have 16 pans in here, and it retails for £12. That's it, because the smaller version is 8. So this is £12. So that's the packaging. Absolutely love it. You can pick these up from beautybay.com, and I will have the links to just this palette down below, as well as the whole EYN collection if you want to obviously check that out. So as I stated, EYN is everything you'll need. So again, I'm going to see, is this palette everything I need? It states on the front that it's berry, and it is black matte packaging. Absolutely love the packaging. As I mentioned with the other one, very professional, very simplistic but gorgeous at the same time, and I love this here. It's embossed, it's beautiful, it's soft, it's pink, everything I like basically. The Beauty Bay logo is there, and then also on the front it says that it's a 16 colour palette. You also have the net weight, which I'll read off here because it's a little bit hard to read for me. So you're getting 16 pans at 1.4 grams of product, or 16 pans at 0.05 ounce of product. So that's all on the front. Then turning it over, it has the same information there. So a little bit of information about the palette, and that it is cruelty free and vegan as well. So let's have a look inside. Now, as with the smaller version, you get that plastic sheet, and you also get a mirror as well. So there's the mirror. And I'm also going to mention that with the other palette, and the same with this one, I don't want to blind you, but you get the word berry, so the name of the palette is there. So I'm going to turn it upside down. You also get the B imprinted into the pans as well, but this is the 12-pan palette. Now with the smaller version, the 9-pan for £8, you do get another palette within that collection as well, which I didn't pick up. I thought I would test this out. Now in this one, obviously you get a mix of mattes and shimmers. You can see that. So you can see the shimmers. They really do actually stand out, don't they? When I'm looking into the camera, you can really see those shimmers pop. And you also get a mix of mattes as well, which of course I'm going to swatch them all for you now. So let's go through the swatches, and then I will share with you a look. So I'll do row by row, 4 by 4. Okay, so the first one is a matte. In fact, I'll just swatch them and then go through the actual shades. I think that would be better. Otherwise, we're going to get confused. Ooh, love that. Now again, I think by what I'm seeing from the first row, when you look at this palette, you might think, oh, I'm not blown away. There's nothing different about this palette like the first one where you had that teal bottom middle shade. I believe, you know, it was a real standout shade because it's so different, and that is why and I know a lot of you really love that palette. This one is a little bit more, I suppose you look at it and there's not a colour particularly that pops, but when you see the swatches, I hope that you're going to really enjoy the shade. So the first one is a matte and it's called Milky. We have a shimmer here called Starstruck. Now the next one I'm already in love with. It's like a rose gold, and that is called Cutie Pie. And then the last shade on the first row is called Confidence, and that is a matte brown shade. So let's go into the next row. So yeah, I really have found that these palettes really do give some amazing shades, but they really have some surprises in them. Oh, that's beautiful and swatched amazingly. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, so the next four starts off with this one, and we start off with the shade Jubilee, and that's a shimmer. The next one is a matte called Vintage Lace. The next one is Rustic Rose, and that is a shimmer. Absolutely beautiful. And then the last one also is a shimmer called Deluxe, and that really is a beautiful deluxe shade. Absolutely stunning, like a duochrome. Okay, the next four. Oh, I'm going to have to put them over here, I think. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, I'm really loving these shades so far. And they're swatching beautifully. No issues with swatching at all. Okay, and I'm sorry I've just jogged the camera. Okay, I've had to swatch them elsewhere. So the first one is a shimmer called Glazed Raspberry. Gorgeous. The next one I thought was matte, but it's not quite as shimmery as, you know, this one perhaps, but it has still got a little bit of shimmer called Hazy Heather. Love that. The next one is a shimmer, and it's called Bronze Blast. That one there. And then the very last one on the third row is called Chestnut Charm, and that is a matte. So that's your next four. And then the last four. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous, that one. They swatch so easily, so effortlessly, and oh, so pigmented as well. Just stunning. Okay, so the first one on the last row is called Damson. Oh, love that so much. Then we have Hickory Smoke, and this one again is one of the shades. Is it matte? It's got a sheen to it, but it's not over the top shimmery with that one. Then we have Slam Dunk, which is a matte. It's not completely black. There is a plum undertone to that, even though it is so deep, such a deep shade. And then the very last one is called Chocolata, and that has a sheen again to it. So it's not, you know, a real shimmer, but it's also not a matte either. So really, really love that. And yeah, you've got some real mix of shades in here. So you've got plums, you've got light shades, but you've also got I suppose, deep shades that you can certainly choose from. You don't have to go for the, you know, necessarily a black. You've got that plum. Well, there's no black in here, but what I'm saying is usually in a palette you'll have a matte cream and a black, matte black. And I really like that they're thinking outside of the box. This is a berry palette. Don't necessarily want a black. We're going to do a deep shade, but we're going to have a hint of berry to it, and I really like that because it certainly goes along with the theme, and you can see that there. So there are all of your swatches. You've got some real neutrals, but you've also got some deep shades there, and a real mix of finishes as well there. So I'm just going to roll my sleeve up. Okay, there, so it's not going to get covered in eyeshadow. Okay, what shall I start off with? I really like that hazy heather, but it's a little bit too deep, so I think I'm going to start off with Confidence, which is this shade here, a real beautiful transitional shade. I'm also kicking off the look with the 251 Iron Crease contour brush, the fluffy brush, and yeah, I'm really hoping for good things from this one because of how much I loved that first one. Okay, so let's go in. I know that this is going to be, you know, perhaps a softer look. You know, perhaps there's not that stand out, you know, shade in there like the teal one, but I really love berry tones with my colouring. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. And out of all of the collections that Beauty Bay offered within this EYN you know, collection as a whole, the berries is what really, you know, started it all off for me. And of course I've ordered more as well, so I will be sharing all of those once they are delivered. Okay, so I'm just blending that shade in and up, so across and then up. So a little bit of, you know, colour to it, but it's not a deep shade. So if you have, you know, very fair skin, this is going to work perfectly as a transitional shade for you. It gives me enough colour to start off with. Little bit of kick up as always with these Beauty Bay palettes. I'm just going in with the eye contour brush from Primark now and just popping that same shade underneath the eye. So keeping with the shade Confidence, just to give me a little bit of a base to work from. Okay, so even if you couldn't wear, you know, a lot of makeup for a particular day, that shade Confidence has just given me a little bit of colour, a little bit of mascara, and I'm ready to go. So, you know, so far this palette is has given me a light wash of colour. So like I say, if you can't wear makeup, a lot of it, then that would be perfect. I think I'm going to go in with I really want that hazy heather, so I think I'm going to go in with that. Even though it's a shimmer, it was one of those ones that didn't have too much of a sheen, so I'm going in with that one, keeping with the eye contour brush. I want some depth, but I want a little bit of shimmer rather than a brown, so just nice to have something different rather than, you know, brown or, you know, black in that outer V to deepen it up. And that's another reason why I really like this collection, because it's something for everyone, whether you want brights, you want berry, you would like, what is the other one, fiery, you know, like orange shades as the name suggests. So I really do think that they've given something for everybody. And I really also what I wanted to mention, I really wanted to mention this. So if you are confident with putting colours together, then obviously choose the larger palettes. If you're not so confident, then perhaps go for the 9-pan palettes, which have a real good look for you. You know, if you're not confident and about putting colours together and you really like the thought taken out of it, then perhaps choose the smaller palettes, because in those you've got a real you know, close colour story, and you know, like I say, the thought has been taken out of it. But if you are confident, then go for the larger ones. I thought of that during the weekend, which is a good point if you are, you know, brand new to makeup, you know, and you're not that confident about putting shades together, then the 9-pan palettes will be perfect for you. But obviously, if you are, go for the larger ones. Again, that has really built up, because it's not a really out there shimmer. It's given me that berry base, and I really, really like it. I mean, I love berries, but I'm not, I like berry, but I'm not into purple, I suppose, even though, you know, it does look nice on. I'm always drawn towards berry tones, and you cannot see too much of a sheen there, so that's really good. I love that. I'm just going to pop that underneath the eye as well to mirror what we have done on the top. Love that colour. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And I suppose that's why I actually went with the smaller palettes, although obviously they hadn't released the 4 larger £42 palettes when I actually picked these up. But I was so pleased because I do like a nice colour story, and I always say I like things that are easy, and that is, you know, the case with my makeup as well. I'm just going to go back in with Confidence. Add a little bit more of that at the top. Oh, I love it. These are so pigmented as well. You can see that that's built up to a lovely, lovely, nice, you know, crease colour. Really love that. And for a shimmer to do that, obviously it's not, like I say, over the top shimmer, but yeah, really love that. Now I'm going to go into this shade now, Damson, which is a matte shade. Nearly went into a shimmer. Alright, I'm going to tap off a little bit, and then we're going right into the crease this time. Like that. So we're giving some definition to that crease. I'm not going to take it up any higher than that, but I am going to tap over the outer V as well, area of the lid. So we've added depth, but we're not taking it too high. So again, I'm just tapping that into the outer V crease area. Just take that through a little bit. So we've got that definition, and then over that outer V on the lid. So we've got that depth now. Now what I'm going to do is just run that along the bottom. Oh, and you can really see that plum in that shade. You can really see it. A lot of the times you cannot see plum. You know, when you put it on the eye, it actually just looks black. And you know, not black has its place, but I suppose for a daytime look, you don't necessarily want black. You want and I like plum shades, as I mentioned. Okay, I think I'm going to go into. In fact, I'm just going to run that all the way along, so I've got some definition there. That's better. Didn't take it quite enough. Oh, I really love that. Beautiful. Okay, that's the base done. I'm not going to add any more to the matte base, or in this case, matte and a little bit of a sheen shade. This is going to be the difficult bit. What shade do I put on the lid? I think I'm going to go in with Glazed Raspberry, that one there. So try that one out first of all and see what that gives me. Oh, that is just beautiful. I also want to just thank you for your lovely comments on Saturday. I don't actually wear a whole, you know, a whole matte eye look very often, so I was really thrilled that you enjoyed that look so much. And I must admit, I felt $1 million, as the saying goes. I really did feel, you know, when you put a makeup, or when you do your makeup and you feel good, and that is how I felt on Friday and Saturday when I recreated the look. You know, I felt really good. So I'm hoping that this palette is going to give me that. I'm having a good makeup day kind of, you know, feel, I suppose. beautiful, works beautifully with the eye look. What I'm going to do is just get a little bit of Cutie Pie, which is this one here. And that was the duochrome kind of peachy, golden peach kind of shade, or rose gold, and I'm just going to pop that in the middle. Oh yeah, as a spotlight kind of look, just in the middle, nowhere else. That is just gorgeous. I'm going back to my eye contour brush now, and I'm going to go into Damson, and I'm just going to go over the outer V a little bit on the crease, and just very, very lightly sweep that over a little bit, so we've got a little bit of a mix. So again on the other eye. Very, very lightly. Just going to define that crease a little bit more there. Like that. And then I'm going into the brush now, 250. It's the 250 pencil and powder smudge brush. It's the one with the point, and I'm going to keep with the Cutie Pie goodness me, I can't speak today. Cutie Pie shade, and I'm going to just melt that shade into the lid shade first of all. And then go all around the inner corner. Obviously, if this shade was a little bit too much for your skin tone, you know, as an inner corner shade, you do have Starstruck there as well, which is that shade. So you've got a few shades to choose from. Really like that as well. Love that. Instantly opens up the eye. Gorgeous. Okay, a little bit of liner now. So of course I'm going in with the Revolution HD Smoky Waterproof Liner, and just apply that onto the waterline. Again, it needs a sharpen. You can tell I use this every single day. Okay, so that's the liner on. Now for the mascara, of course, it's the Mascara Revolution from Revolution. So just going to apply a little bit of that. Not trying to get involved, otherwise I might have a black smudge on my cheek later. No, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so that is the whole look complete using the now dirty EYN Berry 12 pan palette from Beauty Bay, but again, I really, really love it. It's so beautiful. I think this one is a little bit more understated. I think in fact the Berry collection as a whole, apart from the 9 pan matte palette that I shared with you on Saturday, this whole collection is very understated. So if you love those muted berry neutral tones, you're going to love this. And I must say that this one again today has not disappointed. I think if you like those really pretty eye looks, you're going to love this. And I must admit, this has really given me a beautiful, pretty, well, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Eye look. Oh, I'll give you a close-up as always. Oh, again, I'm obsessed. I really like the shades that they've put together. I really love the fact that, and I'll just get the palette again, I really love the fact that they've got some neutrals in here, so you've got that perfect transitional shade to start off with. Obviously, if you've got a deeper skin tone, you've got that one there, or you have where are we, we've got some down here as well. You've certainly got that one there, depending on your, you know, the depth of your skin tone, but you've got some beautiful shades here. Not only that, have they given us a perfect transitional shade, but they've given us some berry mattes as well, and even the one that I tried called Hazy Heather, that one, that's got a sheen to it, but it's not, you know, really intensely shimmery, say, as these ones here. So you can really use that in the crease. I wouldn't say go any higher than the crease, obviously, because if you do have a little bit of crepiness there, it may obviously show that off. But yeah, for the crease and give them some depth, really work beautifully. And I love this berry tone here. Love the mattes as always, but I've been really impressed with the shimmers. That shade on the lid called Glazed Raspberry, absolutely love it. I also love this one that I've used as a spotlight and on the inner corner, really love that as well. But also berry tones, but neutral as well. I really love that shade there called Deluxe. It's reminding me a little bit of Max Blue Brown, but it's not as intense as that. It's understated, which this whole palette is. It's like a soft focus look, romantic, that kind of palette, and that's the kind of feel that this palette is giving me with the look certainly that I've created and with the swatches. So do I love this? Would I recommend this? I would certainly recommend this palette. If you love these shades, it's a must-have. I would say definitely pick up this one if you love your soft focus eye look, but also if you want a little bit of something different, definitely pick up the berry matte that I shared Saturday, and that will be linked down below for you to check that out, as well as my haul. I will also rate it as well. How many stars would I give this palette? Well, the look that I've created, so easy, no fallout, effortlessly done and created, I would certainly give it a 5 out of 5. I can't mark it down for anything. I will just leave you with the swatches. So those were your last 2 rows. Those were the first 2 rows. Yeah, can't mark it down at all. It even gave me perfect swatches. So as always, I would love to hear your thoughts on the palette, of course. Have you picked it up? Are you going to pick it up? Have you picked up the palette that I shared with you Saturday? Have you received it today? Are you going to receive it today? And I would love your thoughts on the delivery service as well as the palette. In fact, the whole experience as a whole. Also, what are you thinking to this eye look? Oh, beautiful, so romantic. Oh, I'm in love. Yeah, absolutely love it. So yeah, I would love your thoughts on all of that. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. Are you obsessed as much as I am with the new EYN collection? I am totally obsessed, and I must say that this range of eyeshadows, just before I go, has really got me excited about makeup again. I think I've been in a slump for a little while, but now I'm back. I'm loving this range and I cannot get enough of it at the moment. As always, I will be back tomorrow, similar time, but the same place with, it could be another one of these. I've got definitely fiery to share with you, but I could have more as well. So obviously do keep tuned. Until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.